Hi everyone. So back in the spring, I decided that besides planting sweet peas, I wanted to plant some morning glories. The original plan was to start the morning glories on the fence and grow them that way. But I pretty much ended up growing them on the trellises in the front yard and on the front of the house. And the ones I started were the mixed morning glories, red picotee, hazelwood, and grandpa oats or oats. And I did the same procedures as I would with sweet peas. I soaked them in water in a pie plate for good 24 hours. I think the odd one I did hit 48 hours with, and then I planted them directly into the garden. And I tried to strategically place my plants, my seeds. And so I planted grandpa oats on the house, and then red picotee and the mixed on trellises, and I believe one trellis I started with sweet peas as well. But I want to show you how they looked. So back then, you can see in the yard here how bare the fence was. All you seen was a white fence, no color at all, and some trellises, some black trellises there. And I took that fence and I decided, okay, I'm going to mix my colors up. I'm going to do a couple purple of the morning glories, and then I'm going to run that pink one as well. And then I thought, I have the trellises against the house. The honeysuckle vine is a little bit slow to take off and really fill the trellis. So let's test some morning glories out here. And so I put grandpa oats on the trellis by the house. And after soaking them overnight, I came out and planted them in and ran that video on showing how I was planting them in this bed. And I wasn't sure how they would do because the house is facing west with solid hot west sun, and then the fence is facing north. So it's getting north west sun as well. So I had these little plastic containers here where I sorted them out. The container with all the seeds in it, that was the sweet peas, but the other ones were the morning glories. And I basically dug them in at the end of these trellises into the ground and just lightly covered them after they were soaked. And I didn't plant them too deep. I just probably a little bit of soil over top, and they would probably went in about ½ an inch in front of each one of these trellises. And this area is watered by overhead sprinklers, this entire bed, and this bed is really full of plants. So it was a little bit of a challenge finding space, but where I put the trellises, I figured, hey, I think I can fit these in. And I had nothing else on these trellises yet. So really it was a bit of an experiment to see what these morning glories prefer instead of putting them on the back fence, which can be kind of crowded, and I was doing clematis there anyhow. So you can see here where I put a little bit of a row in there, a little bit of a trench, and you could also see some salvias that had spread. And then that is where I put the morning glories seeds and the sweet peas. And you know, it was an easy plant. I got them in quick. There was only a few seeds in each package, so there wasn't a lot. And I just basically put them in after they were soaked and covered them over. Well, today I want to show you where they're at and how they've come along, and some of the things I've learned from planting these seeds in this flower bed and in front of the house. It's interesting stuff when you look back. And when you know, with my luck, they're closing their flowers. So we'll start with the first group that I planted here, and I believe this is the mixed morning glories. So you can see here what is going on with this vine. And I'm just going to get in here and try to give you a better look at the flowers, because some of them are hidden underneath leaves. So yeah, that's the mixed one. You can see them here. Here are the new buds. Now these flowers only last a day, and then new ones will open. So you can see on here, if we look close, you can see like a cluster of flowers on the vines. And then here is the one that's going to open, and then these ones are going to come after. And this vine will climb up your trellises like no tomorrow. And this is getting northwest sun. So you can see here, and it will twist itself up here, and you can split these up and train them to go a different direction. And you can see here, and I'll try to show you really close, the little shoots coming up right there, and then the other shoots. And it looks like they all have 3 or 4 flowers on them, and it just keeps going up, up and away. So really, this trellis is not tall enough for how vigorous this vine is. And it just wraps itself around. So this is protected by, you can see some limelights in front of it. And then down below, you can see how it's spreading out. And it has pretty much stuck to the trellis and didn't take off on its own and wrap around the hydrangeas or the cannas. Thank goodness. It's just went up and away, and it's reaching for that sun that it's getting from the northwest. And as it has the sun of the day, these cups, morning glory cups, open to become a beautiful flower. And you can see now they're closing because of the time of day, but the more sun they get, the more they open, and then they will close off. It has been fairly disease and pest resistant here. You can see the leaves are nice and clear, the odd little speckle on and the odd little holes. So something has eaten it a bit. But for the most part, this has been very, very successful. And they are just coming into their full glory here on this trellis. Let's go look at the next one. And this is the one that I would say is furthest east of the house. And I think placement of the morning glories is key to success. So I just want to mention that now. So let me see if I can get out of this flower bed without stepping on too much because it's so full. And remember, this was the bare bed. And the Mexican cornflowers are going nuts. All right, here is the other one. Now, I believe this is probably a hazelwood or it is the pink picotee. And it's too soon to tell, but I still want to show you what it's doing. So once again, it has limelights, hydrangeas in front of it, Mexican cornflowers beside it. This one is different. There is nothing blocking the base of this plant. And it is sending out shoots right over here. So they are going to wind around to something else. This trellis probably should be wider than it is, but this is what we're working with, and I didn't realize how vigorous these would be, but they are. So you can see very healthy, lots of green, looks great with the limelight here, and when it blooms it should be stunning. I do not see any blooms on this yet, but there's lots of shoots, so I will give you an update probably next week when it blooms, just to validate the color and which one it was for you. But you can see it is loving its life. So overhead sprinklers. So these guys like their water and their moisture, but they like it to be well drained. So there's a tip for you. You need to give it something to crawl up. It did not need any fertilizer. So I did not fertilize these at all. If you fertilize them, you might get more growth and maybe blooms earlier, but I really try not to use too many chemicals on my plants in my flower beds. I like to see how they do and how they thrive in the current soil conditions. So of course, with my timing, after working all day and coming out trying to shoot a video, that these morning glories have decided to close, which is a bummer because they were so pretty. So this would be Grandpa Oats. It's the purple, 2-shade purple stripe, and I'm going to get in close so you can see because they are closing. So there's the shades of magenta, and there's the other purple stripes in it, and you can see how vigorous this is. And I'll just zoom out so you can see. Look at how vigorous this is, how it wraps itself around. This trellis, now maybe they'll open because the sun's on them, but this trellis is facing direct west. So here's what I've learned on these morning glories. The ones that face direct west in well-drained soil do the best. It is a beast. This is 2 trellises together, which I highly recommend for them, 2 or 3. I also recommend going another 3 or 4 feet up. So I would say a trellis about 10 feet high and probably a good 6-7 feet wide. If you're facing west is the key to success, and let these guys go because they will grow hard. Soaking your seeds is another tip. Just like sweet peas, soak your morning glories for 24 to 48 hours because it is a hard seed before planting. And then you only need to plant about 1/4 to 1/2 inch deep and lightly cover them over. I will say no fertilizer required. These have not received any fertilizer. I water them when they're dry and I ignore them. I pretty much ignore them. They are not bothered by any sort of insects at this point, and they are loving the west sun. So if you're going to try growing morning glories, full west sun, I would say, is the key for growing them, and they will respond. Once again, they are one bloom one day. They're kind of like a daylily that way. They bloom for a day and then new blooms will start. But definitely I underestimated how vigorous these can be and how much of a beast these can be. Any of you trying to grow morning glory, these are the tips that have worked for me. These are the things I have learned growing these. I've never had success with morning glories like I have this year, and totally the west facing morning glories have done the best. I really don't believe you need to start them early inside the house in seedling mix and under grow lights. I think that I'm a zone 3B. I'm very cold. These were started very, very late in the season because we had a very slow spring. That is sufficient to direct sow these in the garden and you can have success. I think really it's based on the amount of sunlight these guys get and what direction they're facing that determines how much success you will have. I don't think they need a lot of manure or a lot of compost or anything like that. They just need good, well-drained soil and they will do well. And so far, it has proven successful with them. But you do need a strong trellis and a tall trellis and a wide trellis to support them because they are beasts. And once they take off, I mean, you'll look at these one day and they're just starting out. And then a week later, all of a sudden, they're crawling up the trellis like no tomorrow. So they just take off and go. And I'm expecting them to really be showstopper in the next few weeks. So those are my tips for you guys. In a nutshell, soak your seeds 24 to 48 hours in water in a pie plate or a dish. Lightly cover them in the ground with soil. Water them at least weekly to keep them moist. And have them face a west direction if possible, or northwest. Seems to work as well, but they will be a bit slower and you should have success. So see you in the next video, everyone. Bye.